you know. And remember, your Master Farad Muhammad, you know his father was born in Aswan, Egypt.
No, sir, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Master Farad Muhammad's father was born in Aswan, Egypt. When Master Farad Muhammad was 4 years old, he took him into the vaults and started teaching him. And took him around, paid big money for books. You know, lots of money. You know, and his father was the supreme. His father was head of the circle prior to that. And Master Farad Muhammad, the messenger was going to teach on the history of Master Farad Muhammad in the early 60s at Savior's Day. But then Brother Jabril said he changed his mind because he didn't want Wallace making mockery when the nation fell.
At the time, the young girl did not know that this young man had such a royal lineage, and in time, the relationship blossomed. At the end of the school year, he returned home to Sudan, not knowing she was with child. She returned to her family in Aswan, Wadi, Halfi, in Aswan, Wadi, Halfi, in Aswan, Wadi, Halfi, Nubia, carrying their child. The young child stayed in America until the age of 7 years old. July 1st, 1945, February 14, 1952 AD. At the age of 7, he was escorted by a man named Sheikh Ahmed Aswan of Khartoum, Sudan, to Aswan, Nubia, in Wadi Halfi, to be with his family. To Aswan, Nubia, in Wadi Halfi, to be with his family. To Aswan, Nubia, in Wadi Halfi, to be with his family. It was here that the young child stayed and was raised by an uncle whose name was Ghalib Abdullah. During his stay in Nubia, he went back and forth to Sudan in Jazer Abba to meet and be around his father, El Hadi. Many people thought Sheikh Aswan was his father.
You know what I'm saying? They do not want to address things that they don't have control over because it will show their weaknesses. And we did have these writings in Egypt. And this is why they went down into Luxor and they caused that dam in Aswan to flood so they could justify going into the temple of Seti. In Aswan to flood so they could justify going into the temple of Seti. In Aswan to flood so they could justify going into the temple of Seti and destroying it and picking up the walls of Hatshepsut and Abu Simbel and moving them upwards. They had to move them because they knew that that was the sundial at a certain part of the year. Every year, the sun's light would come into a certain temple called the Wasit Temple in Karnak and would light up a certain wall. And on that wall, they had the gravitation, the metamorphosis, the birth of the albino, and how it all took place. They started talking about elements and extraterrestrial. They buried it. We brought in a French group and we painted it and said they touched it up. Picked the temples up and moved them away from the sun. Spent billions of dollars building an Aswan dam to interfere with the flow of water that was coming in, that was going up the pyramid and turning it into energy. They moved it to bury all these facts. They knew one day our consciousness was going to come back and we'd be intelligent enough to ask these kind of questions.